What if one decision could change the fate of an entire empire? What if a brother stood against his own blood, not out of hatred, but to save everything? Tonight, this isn't just the finale of an anime. It's a clash between intelligence and power, ambition and despair, between a prince who wanted the throne and another who wanted to prevent total collapse. This episode isn't about bloodshed. It's about choices that can never be undone. Noah was never your typical hero. He's a mind that thinks 10 steps ahead of everyone else. Get ready, because what happened here isn't just an ending. It's the beginning of a legend that will never be forgotten. But before we start, tell us in the comments from which country you are watching this anime. Our episode today begins with Beta informing Noah that the second prince, Albert, is perhaps planning or intending to lead a coup that very night, and he will indeed force his majesty to abdicate the throne. Indeed, my friends, it will be a bloody episode. Noah is surprised, as if the news struck him like a thunderbolt. He begins to investigate the matter, learning first that the girl's name is Olivia. When he asks her how she knows these things, she tells him and begins to introduce herself as the daughter of Quail, one of the entourage of the former first prince Gilbert. Noah is surprised because she is Quail's daughter, who was the head butler. She was born in the same household, meaning she was born to two servant parents in the house of a prince. Because they are raised in that environment, it is easy for them to pledge absolute loyalty to that prince. Perhaps she did many things for him because she defended him with all her might, but afterward, she swore revenge. That is why she got closer and closer to him, with this body her father gave her. Perhaps, my friends, she was doing wicked things with him, committing the crime of adultery. When she heard, before the official announcement of his stripping of the right to inherit the throne, while he was still the crown prince, that he would mobilize soldiers and take over the palace, Albert said he intended to force His Majesty the Emperor to abdicate and make him a retired emperor. Therefore, Olivia pleads with Noah, saying, "I beg you, my body, my life, my wealth, everything I own is yours. But please, cut off Prince Albert's head." Noah replies, "You harlot, I am not a degenerate like you to give you anything of my body, but in the end, I will serve you. Tell me now, what was the work you were doing in Gilbert's house?" She told him she was training in service under her father's supervision. When Noah heard this, he told her, "From today onwards, you will perform the same job there, but you will not do anything private. That is, you will not engage in any prostitution or the like, for we are people who fear God." She was very happy and said, "Why are you treating me with such kindness?" When she lost her master, she sought to avenge him, and all he did was acknowledge her loyalty, as she served her master until the very end, even after his death. Olivia is very happy with his words, and decides to become his servant. Afterward, Noah asks his maid Gigi to prepare his carriage for a mission he wants to undertake alone, without anyone accompanying him. We then see Noah on his way to his brother Albert, who intends to use the authority of command granted to him. There is only one force he can command, which is stationed at the Ministry of Military Affairs, comprising 1,000 men. Because they are permanently stationed there, they have been trained to obey the orders of the highest-ranking officer without the slightest hesitation. We then switch to the scene of Albert meeting his soldiers to give them a rousing speech. He tells them that the state of the nation has become like stagnant water that has remained in its place for too long, filled with all kinds of pests. He says the emperor forgot to move long ago, and now he is surrounded by vipers in the form of treacherous followers who seek to corrupt this country from within. The right is now with him, and he will return the empire they love to the hands it was created for. Everyone cheers his name, but Noah arrives at that moment and asks his brother to stop this foolish action, saying there is still time, and if he takes this step, he will bring destruction upon himself. Albert objects to his words because he does not want to die sitting and doing nothing, but Noah can read his mind. He did not speak of death, but knew about the decree issued by the emperor regarding stripping Albert of his right to inherit the throne. The emperor suffered greatly while writing this decree because he wanted his son Albert to live a good life. Albert becomes angry at his words because he does not want to settle for remaining just a prince, as he waited 35 years and believed he would one day sit on that throne and rule this empire, but he gained nothing in the end. It seems the emperor, as he aged, valued his life above all else, and if he insists on clinging to the throne desperately, it will be forcibly taken from him, as befits a military state. But Noah believes the status of a prince is very noble. Princes do what they see as best and have the ability to act for the welfare of the people. However, since Albert was the former crown prince, his demotion to that status is like death in his eyes, but he is determined to oppose him in anything he does. Albert becomes even angrier and orders his men to arrest Noah, calling him a traitor. They try to seize him, but he manages to fight them with his sword. These soldiers obey orders faithfully, even if ordered to attack a prince, as they are well trained. For this precise reason, Noah cannot involve them in this matter. After failing to repel all these soldiers, he summons the demon Luther. When everyone sees him, they are shocked by the size of this beast. The beast fires a great deal of fire at the rebels to kill them, but Noah asks Luther not to approach the soldiers. Then, terror appears on Albert's face as he thinks Noah will kill him. But Noah reassures him that he will not take his life because the emperor would be deeply saddened if another of his sons were killed. He did not stop him from killing himself, but he gave him this box of poison and told him to kill himself. He told him that if he killed him, he and all his family members and followers would be executed as traitors. But if he ended his own life now, the story would be told that he led a force attempting a rebellion, but it stopped at the last moment and he took his own life. He could not erase this fact from existence, but he could still save his family and followers, and his eldest son could still succeed him. He leaves the choice to him. Albert objects, saying no one will be fooled by this nonsense, and orders his guards to arrest Noah, stating he will not retreat from his decision. He will kill the emperor and seize the throne. Suddenly, the guards arrest Albert because they are no longer his followers. Prince Noah, always considerate of his family and followers, still insists on killing the emperor. They still remember the 120 people Albert sacrificed when the cursed fog lifted the seal of Leviathan years ago. Their friends and brothers were among them. They can no longer follow him. Albert screams at them that he is the crown prince and always will be, and their lives belong to him. Foster speaks to Noah, saying, "It seems the crown prince has regretted his actions and chosen to end his life himself." Then Noah calls Olivia and gives her the poison, and she gives it to Albert. Albert becomes enraged and says, "I waited 35 years believing I would one day sit on the throne and rule this empire." Then Albert dies. Afterward, they apologize to Noah, saying with great sorrow, "Prince Albert, who was leading us, has ended his life himself." Howard then speaks. "His treasonous ambitions drove him to take command of our army, but he realized the gravity of his crime and deeply regretted it. In the last moment, he begged for mercy for his grieving family." Noah informs them that Albert tried to stage a coup, but thanks to a tip from a loyal household member and the courage of his followers who risked their lives to stop him, the matter did not go beyond him leading some soldiers. According to the empire's law, the informant and followers will be rewarded, and the household members will be pardoned. He will seek His Majesty the Emperor's approval for his brother's eldest son to succeed him. Noah then speaks to himself, saying, "My basic abilities have increased greatly. These two must be incredibly strong. They are truly treasures." But since he couldn't appreciate it, the coup was doomed to fail. The scene then shifts to the Emperor speaking with his deputy, saying, "A moment ago this box reacted. Perhaps Noah's sharp sword has begun to awaken, and he has noticed Prince Noah's talent. That is not unlikely." The deputy informs him, "We have received the news." At the same time, Noah rushed to the location. The crown prince ended his life with poison. The emperor is saddened and asks to be left alone now. Then this girl speaks to the young girl, telling her that the two princes who tried to kill the emperor and usurp his throne have disappeared from this world. As a result, the empire has witnessed the beginning of a new era of peace it has never known before. I don't know what happened after that, as this story is from a long time ago. 3 years later, in Nishil, the capital of Almeria, there are many Christmas gifts celebrating Noah's 15th birthday. Gigi says, "On the occasion of his transfer to Almeria to officially take charge as its lord, there are still gifts filling 2 additional rooms. Prince Noah, after all, was... This indicates the many people he saved and the stories of those who wished to be his allies." Afterward, we see an older Noah. Audrey tells him, "Your skills are as impressive as always. Your 15th birthday is the day you are freed from your family name, and I have been waiting for this day. This pleases me because I will finally lose the family name, meaning I will finally officially become your wife." Noah tells her not to rush so much. "I do not intend to give the one I brought into my house to anyone else." Then this person speaks, saying, "I was talking with the emperor, and it seems one of those will be the next crown prince, the 4th princess, Henry, or the 8th prince, Oscar. But the one he is putting his hopes on is that young man, Prince Noah. I will bet everything on that young man." Audrey bids Prince Noah a happy journey. And so, this anime ends. Wait for us in the new season's anime. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss anything new. Hello everyone, today, we're not just summarizing the final episode. We're diving deep into the decisions that shaped the ending. Was Noah truly a hero, or simply the smartest player in a ruthless game? The beginning, the coup, revelation. When Olivia tells Noah about Albert's plan, this moment isn't just about information, it's about trust. What if she had lied? Noah would have walked straight into a trap, risking everything without proof. But Noah doesn't trust blindly. He reads intentions, not words. That's what makes him dangerous. Olivia, loyalty or desperation? inspiration. Olivia is not just a servant. She is someone who lost everything, yet chose loyalty. What if she had chosen revenge instead? She could have supported Albert, helping destroy the entire royal family, but she chose Noah. Why? Because Noah gave her something Albert never could, meaning. Noah goes alone. Noah decides to face Albert alone. This is not just bravery, it's strategy. What if he brought soldiers? It would instantly become a civil war. Prince versus prince. Army versus army. But by going alone, Noah sends a message. I'm here to end this, not escalate it. The confrontation with Albert isn't just a villain. He's a man who waited 35 years for the throne. Think about that. 35 years of hope, gone. What if he was right? What if the emperor truly became weak? This moment isn't about good versus evil. It's about two different visions of power. Noah believes in balance. Albert believes in force. Luther, power under control. When Noah summons Luther, he could have ended everything instantly. Total destruction. No resistance. But he doesn't. What if he lost control? He would win the battle, but lose everything else. Respect, trust, legitimacy. True power is not in destruction. It's in restraint. The poison. The hardest decision. This is the most important moment. Noah doesn't kill Albert. He gives him a choice. Think carefully. What if Noah killed him? He would be remembered as the prince who killed his own brother. What if he spared him? Albert would rise again. Another rebellion. So Noah creates a third path. A controlled ending. Albert dies, but the empire survives. This is not mercy. This is calculated stability. The soldiers, the weight of the past. The soldiers turn against Albert. Not suddenly, but because of his past. He sacrificed his own men before, and soldiers never forget. A leader who uses his people as tools will eventually stand alone. Aftermath. The true victory. Noah doesn't punish everyone. He rewards loyalty. He protects Albert's family. He restores order. What if he chose revenge? Fear would spread, and fear never builds a stable kingdom. Noah didn't just win the conflict, he secured the future. 3 years later, a new era. Noah grows stronger, more respected, more influential. But here's the real question. Can someone hold that much power and remain the same? Or does power always change people? Final thought. Noah is not perfect, but he understands one fundamental truth. Power without wisdom leads to destruction. Wisdom without power leads to weakness, and he walks the line between both. Final question. If you were Noah, would you have made the same decisions, or would your ending be different?